Hey, what's going on, guys? Hex here, and today I thought we'd take a look at the Transformers masterpiece MP-21 Red Bumblebee, or as they call him, Bumble Red Body. But showing you the things that he comes with. Obviously, he comes with his card, and it's going to also have two mirrors. So one's already attached, the other one's here. It's just a spare. You can see that he's got some very low stats on there. And then he also comes with a coin, which I don't know how many of those things. I never order them, but they just sometimes they send them to me and sometimes they don't. And his directions, which half of them are in color, the other ones are in black and white. But you're not going to need those directions because I'm going to be able to help you out. We're going to go from car to robot and back to car, even though we've already done this transformation twice. Because we have looked at the G1 and also the G2, so we'll do some comparisons at the end. But the other accessories that he comes with, I guess let me go ahead and point this out here at the very beginning. You can see some little chips there. Now, for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that he had this one furthest to the right, a little piece of red paint on there. I was like, oh, let me get my fingernail and scrape that off. And unfortunately, it was a chip in the white paint, and then I just caused like two more chips. So I was like, okay, let me take this out and put the other one in because he does come with two heads. This is the one that he was packaged, that it was equipped to the figure. So I just swapped it out. But unfortunate, it's one of those things that sometimes it happens. Unfortunately, it happened to me this time, and it was just that little small chip, which shouldn't have happened, but I just kind of made it worse. Then you have the back license plate, which is just kind of boring. You could pull this off, which is another accessory, and you can go ahead and put that in there, and it will stay in the back of the little spare wheel, but I don't like doing that, just in case. It's just more stuff to lose whenever you put it on the figure, so I just leave that in the package and keep the wheel on because that's the way I like it displayed. The other thing is he comes with this gun. You can see that it just stores up underneath the carriage. And this is what it looks like. It looks like the G1s, the G2s. It's just a different paint job. So we'll take a look at, again, theirs here in a bit. As far as size comparison goes, I don't have any of the Masterpiece transformed into car mode. And I got to redo that shelf anyways because there's just so many of them coming in right now that I didn't have time to transform one of them. But I figured, well, hey, let me grab one of the G1 cars, and here's Red Alert, so you can kind of see that they're about the same size there. So the Masterpiece are going to come out to probably right about here. So, anyways, let's go ahead and look at some of the details of figure. You can see the Tampergraph Autobot logo there. There's some nice silver paint. You get the Volkswagen symbol there painted, the windshield wipers painted, also the turn signals here on the side, and going around, there's some chrome going around for the front bumper and the back bumper, and there's also some silver going around the headlamps too. And there's a handle for the trunk because it's in the front on bugs. The wheels, signature to the Volkswagen Bug, the way that they look, so very accurate. There's the one mirror over here. You don't get one on this side. And even the taillights, they're that translucent red, which is really nice. So it kind of separates. It would suck if they just painted them red and the car being red itself. So I do like that. Nice touch. And tinted windows, so very cool little car. I dig it. But we'll get into the transformation. So the nice undercarriage, you can't even see that it's a transformer. But what we're going to do is grab right here and grab here and just pull this down. It's basically connected right here up under there, and on this side as well up under there. So you bring this down, and before you start moving anything, you're going to bend this back, and that will fold up on the inside. You can see how that does. So, very nice. Alright, and then with the legs, we're going to go ahead and separate right here. Now, before you move anything here, there is this peg. It kind of came a little bit loose, but it's pegged into this section here, so just pop that. And then you can rotate that. I do the same thing here. Pop that door off, and then you can rotate that down. Go ahead and swing the knees down, and you're going to make sure, push them down till you hear a click. Do the same thing with this one. So, and that's basically what you want. You're going to push the wheels in and bring the doors around, and then around another time. You'll see that this inside of this door right here, it kind of fits in this little groove to kind of lock those into place. Do the same thing here and bring that around as well. And there you have, the feet, legs done. Now for this section up here, you're going to, let me make sure I got this focused for you. For some reason the camera doesn't like red. We're going to pop this down, and this one is here because they're plugged or tabbed into this back bumper. So do that, and then bring this whole assembly down. Do the same thing with this one, the whole assembly down. And these are tabbed in right here, so you can just hold the tire and pull this. Do the same thing over here. And go ahead and come up with these shoulders. Rotate, and come out with the hands, and then this bottom section here, just rotate this over up underneath the forearm. Whatever you think looks best. And with this section now, you can see that there's a little slot here on the back. There's a tab that we're going to put in there. But you're going to come back with this and rotate this section here. And you can see this actually bends over. And there's that tab I was telling you about. That's going to go into the back and keep that in place. There we go. Now this will still kind of move a little bit, but at least it keeps it, kind of secure for the most part. And then press down here, flip that around, and you have the Autobot symbol. So there he is, fully transformed, looking good. And we'll do a quick couple of comparisons real quick. Want to get him situated. Here he is with his bros. So as far as putting them on a display shelf, I think the three of them look quite nice together. Make sure I changed up their faces a little bit so they're not all looking the same. As far as size comparison with some of the others, so here's Wheeljack robot mode, and here's just Eva Prime. So you can see that he's quite much larger. All right, as far as a little 360 of this guy, I didn't have any issues except for the face that I pointed out in the very beginning with chip paint or anything like that. So everything looks nice and clean. Everything is tight. All the joints are. So we will cover articulation. I do have one little issue with this back bumper. Every time I try to transform it, going back to car mode, it seems to just pop off. But it's one of those things that you can pop on, quite easily. So not that big of an issue. Right, so as far as articulation goes, the head, it does go back and forth. It's on a ball joint, and it goes side to side. So nice range of movement. Or I don't know if it's not quite a ball joint, but it does go left to right, and it goes up and down. It just can't go, side to side. With the shoulders, they go 360 degrees this way. They go in and out. Again, this ball joint here in the shoulders, it's very tight, so very nice. Wherever you put it, that's where it's going to stay. The bicep has a swivel. He does have the elbow joint that goes a little bit more than 90. Nothing in the wrist. I guess you could say they go in and out, but that's just part of the transformation. So the waist, it rotates right here. The legs, forward, back, out, all the way. So really nice range of movement there in the thighs. They also have a thigh cut. You get a 90-degree bend at the knee, and you can see that you get about this much as far as tilt goes, as far as the legs. So you could spread them apart that much with both feet being still flat on the ground. So very nicely done. Overall, you know, it's nothing special with this guy compared to the G1 or G2. I think it's a good mold. I like it. I'm glad that, you know, they were able to get it. If you don't have any of them yet, you know, I would pick whichever one's your favorite, probably the G1 or G2. This one's going to be one of those kind of ones that, you know, unless you're collecting them all and all the different variations, that's why you would get this guy. Or maybe you just had a red Volkswagen. But to me, you know, I like him. I think he's very cool. So I'm glad I picked him up. I'd even buy a couple more colors of them, but I do like the mold. All right, going back to the car mode. First thing we're going to do is straighten the head out here. And we're going to come unplug that back tab right there. Go ahead and pop this up and come back with this section. Hey, that little bumper didn't pop off, so that's nice. Go ahead and rotate that. And you can go ahead and collapse that in. Then with the hands, you're gonna go ahead and collapse that in. You're gonna rotate, come down with the shoulder, and there is, you could see the red tab right there. That's going to plug in right there. So you're gonna have these kind of bent, and the shoulder is gonna have to be down all the way for that to tab in. So you got that. Do the same thing here. Put the hand in, rotate this arm around, come down with the shoulder, and then try to line up those tabs. And if you line those up correctly, then that's how you know you did it right. When you start coming up right here, you'll notice this little section here. You just come down and make sure that fits flush to where it needs to be. Do the same thing with this side over here. Just pull this down and make sure that fits flush with the rest of the outside body of the car. And then you're going to swing these around and just make sure you have a little bit of clearance. You can see that there's that tab right here. Again, I don't know what it is with the red with this camera when it doesn't like it. All right, these tabs right here, they're going to fit right in there. So just make sure you have the clearance and go ahead and tab that in. Do the same thing with this one. Bring this around. Make sure you got the clearance. And, you know, give those both a nice little push. And that's how you know you did the back end correctly. Go ahead and change that up, or you could have done it from the very beginning. With the legs now, going to open the door and extend that around. Come out with the tire. Come down like so, and pop that knee and bring that around all the way to where it can't go back anymore. Then with that section that I said at the very beginning, you can see that right there it's wanting to connect in there. Go ahead and push that in. That's how you know that you did that correctly. Do the same thing here. You're going to pop this door, bring that around. Go ahead and pull that out. Pull this down. Pop the knee. Push it all the way back. Go ahead and plug this section together. And then we can connect the two front ends. There's a tab up here. There we go. And we're going to push back just like so. Leave it that way because we got to get this front part of the hood out, and then you can just slide this up, and you can see there's some tabs right here on the side, and then there's those right there at the top. So just gonna work with both of those, get those into place, and then push down with the front part of this hood. There you got them transformed back again. You could, you know, put this where, how did it go? You can put the gun back in there just like so. There you got Red Bumblebee. So, anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll try to do Road Rage here pretty soon as well. So I know I'm behind on these guys, and there's 5 more Masterpiece figures coming in the next month. So I will talk to you guys later. Peace.